Take a journey through the world of heroism and greatness, a world of bloody battles and fierce wars. Explore brilliant works of art and of architecture. Soak in the breathtaking beauty of nature and experience cultures that have blossomed over centuries. Travel with us through time into another age as we discover historic holidays. At the edge of the Great Thar Desert lies the second largest city of the state of Rajasthan, Jodhpur. Almost equidistant from the cities of Jaipur, Jaisalmer and Udaipur, Jodhpur is a popular base for travellers looking to explore the region. The city itself has much to offer to tourists from all over the world. Like its colourful markets with their quaint architectural marvels, its wonderful luxurious palaces, its pristine cenotaphs, and its exquisite world-renowned arts and crafts. Is a city of warm and wonderful people, always eager to share their culture. Its old sobriquet, the Sun City, is as apt as a description of the sunny nature of its people as it is of the city's weather. The city, however, is better known as the Blue City owing to its distinctive color titled roofs. Legend has it that the practice of painting roofs blue with indigo was started by the Brahmins of the city to mark houses belonging to members of their caste. Today, blue tiled houses are popular amongst people from all castes since it was discovered that the blue color helps repel mosquitoes. This bird's eye view of the city from atop the Bauchiria hill is one of the spectacular sights that Jodhpur offers. This hill also houses Jodhpur's most iconic and important historical site, the incredible and imperious Mehrangarh Fort. The Mehrangarh Fort is the most majestic of all the great forts of Rajasthan. This uninviting and difficult climb has thwarted invading armies for centuries. Construction on the fort was started in 1459 by Rao Jodha, the 15th Rathore ruler, who was looking for a secure capital for his kingdom. A holy man advised the king to build a new fort at a magnificent height, and it was this hill, 9 kilometers from Mandore, that caught his attention. On May 12th, the foundation stone for Mehrangarh Fort was laid by Rao Jodha, thus establishing the city of Jodhpur as well.
The name of this Mehrangarh Fort comes from the Sanskrit word Mihir, which means sun, and Garh, which means fort, named after the sun deity as it has been the chief deity of the Rathore dynasty. Mihirgarh changed to Mehrangarh due to the Rajasthani language pronunciation.
Since Rao Jodha, 17 generations of Rathore rulers have made their own changes to the fort, adding temples, palaces and courtyards to the complex. Yet the blending of each new element in the fort has been done so skillfully that nowhere does a structure seem out of place. And each new addition carries forward the spirit of the original design. Indeed, the rugged walls belie the delicate beauty of the palaces within. It was this alluring mix of beauty and power that prompted Rudyard Kipling the British poet and author, to write that Mehrangarh seemed equally to be the work of angels and giants. Have borne witness to many stories of angels and giants played out between them. One such dramatic story is of Rachia Bambi. The man was buried alive within the foundation of the fort to ward off an evil curse. In return for Bambi's sacrifice, Rao Jodha promised that the Rathors would forever take care of his family.
Sweet melody of Rajasthani music. This fort has such a lovely feel and ambience to it. I cannot tell you. Sweet melody of Rajasthani music. This fort has such a lovely feel and ambience to it. I cannot tell you.
In the old days, the fort would have a veritable orchestra of musicians on hand at all times, playing to greet friends who would come marching in through one of its 4 gigantic gates. But enemies did not receive a similar welcome.
This gate that I just passed is called the Loha Pole or the Iron Gate. It's the last gate of the fort leading to the palaces. If you notice, there's a right angular turn just before the gate, made on purpose in order to slow down the enemy elephants. I have to say, how much thought and how much brain must have gone.
Interestingly, these red handprints right next to the Loha Pole each mark the memory of a different queen of Jodhpur who committed sati by burning herself on the funeral pyre of her husband. For long, sati was considered to be a mark of honor amongst the royal women of Rajasthan. So much so that when Raja Ajit Singh died in 1731, no fewer than 6 of his wives and 58 of his concubines burned themselves on his pyre. Mehrangarh houses an excellent and well-run museum, which is a treasure trove for many such stories and artifacts from the fort's long history. One of the most impressive sections of the museum is the Shastra Khana or armory. This gallery displays a rare collection of armor and weapons from every period in the history of Marwar. On display are swords and daggers with hilts of jade, silver, rhinoceros horn and ivory. There are shields studded with rubies, emeralds and pearls. And guns with delicate gold and silver embossing along with other rare and unusual instruments of war. The gallery also has on display personal swords of many Maharajas and Emperors. Among them is the Khanda of Rao Jodha, weighing over 7 pounds. A different instrument of war is paid tribute to in this section. Elephants were an integral part of Rajput warfare strategies. These intricately crafted ornamental howdahs or elephant seats were fastened atop the mighty beasts whenever they carried a member of the royal family into the battle. This military strength gave the royal family access to unheard of wealth and lives of incredible luxury. Mehrangarh's towering battlements, 120 feet high, and stone walls, in places 6 meters thick, testify to the strength of Rao Maldev from the 16th century, in whose reign the Rathors reached the zenith of their power. The palaces were to become extravagant and exquisite edifices of peace, prosperity, dazzling riches. One of the symbols of the royal family's prosperity was the ceremonial palkis used to transport them. The collection of palkis at Mehrangarh is one of the richest in Rajasthan. On display are palkis used by both Rajas and Ranis. The covered palki were for the ladies and the open ones were intended for men. Pinjas, the covered palkis, is an exquisite piece of craftsmanship. It is beautifully decorated with lacquer paintwork. But the greatest of all the palkis in the Mehrangarh collection is housed in the Daulat Khana or the treasury. This is the Mahadhol or the Grand Palki.
At the Daulat Khana, you find some of the most magnificent treasures of the royal family. This particular grand palanquin is an exquisite piece of art and also holds great historical importance. This was bought by Maharaja Abhay Singh after defeating the Mughal governor of Gujarat as war booty, which is why you will notice the perfect blend of Mughal and Gujarat work on this.
The Daulat Khana also holds other spectacular items like this rare and exquisite ivory cosmetic chest carved with images of Lord Krishna. The chest was used by women to keep the 16 sacred rituals of adornment, the Sola Shringar. Further evidence of the lavish lifestyles of the Rathors can be found in the palaces of Mehrangarh. These lovingly designed structures give you a rare peek into the royal lifestyles. The Phool Mahal is a room dedicated to the art of pleasure.
Phool Mahal, or the Palace of Flowers, was built in the early 18th century in the most artistic and most beautiful fashion. It looks as if all the exotic beauty of India has been put together and condensed in one room.
In the flickering glow of candlelight reflected from the palace's mirrored ceiling, poets recited lyrical verse, musicians played melodic ragas, and dancers danced till dawn. From the pure gold ceiling with its ornate floral design to the geometric jali screens fitted with stained glass, the Phool Mahal is the ultimate in oriental opulence. Moti Mahal was where Mehrangarh's most important darbars were held. The name Moti Mahal or the Pearl Palace comes from the quality of the lime plaster used in the room, which, because of the finely crushed shells mixed into it, gave the surfaces a pearl-like luster. The room has 5 deep alcoves, which served as secret balconies. From here, the Maharaja's queens could listen in silently on court proceedings, unknown to the rest of the darbar.